Hey, it's Todd Ault. I am in a good mood, man. I got to tell you, Jason. Wow, was today crazy. At 3:34 went long the triple Qs. It's January 24th, 2022. I'm Todd Ault. This is Jason Bartholomew. Nick and Brett are in the house along with Christy, the trusted producer, not my wife, but the producer. They have the same name, 1K, 1C. You can probably see her if you, like, they scan from the back. Oh, there she is. Say hi, Chris. Just wave your hand up there. Oh, yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Nice. Let's see here. Did you have any graphics? I heard you might have some graphics. Although this is, like, not as telling because, although I think it is, because the Dow and the NASDAQ came back. But can you roll the graphics real quick? The bear one. Or is there no, bear market? Ooh, okay, there you go.
Bear market.
Bear market. That's not kind of, okay. Yeah. Oh, there you go. And that's a bear squeezing. Is that like, wait, he has gloves on. Yeah, so is that like an MMA bear or is that like a boxing bear with it's probably boxing?
Boxing.
Yeah, for sure. So market volatility for sure today. Jason, am I allowed to be in a good mood about volatility today?
Yeah, that's how we make money.
So they have these things called 10b5 programs. And during blackout periods, you have to have a 10b5 program in place. So we obviously like 10b5 because we have a buyback in place. And I got a report today. I'm like, wow, the stock was low today. It was like in the 70s, Niall was. So it's like,
yeah,
dude, people are just like, Todd, I don't want it. Here, you take it. It's crazy. Like I was like, I looked at the market cap. I'm like, people don't realize what we have. I just looked. I mean, Jason,
60 million market cap.
No, it was like 60 million. I'm thinking to myself, wait, what's the buyback? 50?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right, guys. I don't know what to say. You guys don't believe me, but okay. Yeah. Whatever. We'll see more on that later. Form 4, right? Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Form 4s are how you report that. So, obviously that's out of my hands. Those are lawyers and whatever else. But I listen, man. If you guys are going to sell it, I wish I could buy more. I'd buy whatever I legally could. What a comeback. I
mean, you were looking at stocks that were just like naked CNN was like 14 cents pre-reverse split.
Right.
We're going to talk about some November highs and then where they're at today with a lot of our
Hey, just to cover the regulatory side, we were very clear up front months ago that we had a buyback program in place. So I'm not giving anyone inside information.
No.
Any regulators watching. Look at the filings. Look, we file everything on time, the right way. I'm just saying, I feel bad for people who are puking when we're, wow, I don't know what to say here. Anyways.
I mean, the Dow was down.
But reality is, and here's what blows me away. If you go to my chart right now, this blows me away. Right, look at that. Look at that. 37,000. It was 32,000 in some change this morning.
It was ugly.
Dude, it was ugly. It was like, now I think we should change. Now, this is satire, folks. I'm not really going to say, this isn't real. But I think we should change Bitcoin mining to actually, Bitcoin mining is really NASDAQ 100 mining. Because it looks like, to me, Bitcoin is trading with the NASDAQ 100. Jason, I thought this was a risk-off asset. Like, it was a store of value. But it's really a store of the NASDAQ.
Well, let's see what happened when old Sleepy Joe tries to send our military across the ocean.
I saw $13. Do you see it? Am I wrong? Did I see $13 on Riot?
Yes.
Yeah. I have all these people saying,
yes.
Niall's down a lot. Yeah, Riot's down 80%.
Yes, it closed around 1490.
And I don't see, hey, Mr. Dillon, why aren't you calling all the people at Riot scammers? Oh, you're a scam, Alt. 1 minute you're great, 1 minute you're not. You guys, you have no credibility with me when you resort to I loved you one day and I hate you the next. Give me a break, man.
I mean,
that's why I blocked some of them because I'm like, you guys, I thought that they were credible, like they're like making sense, and then all of a sudden they took like a schizophrenic pill and drove off a cliff.
Crazy.
Like, crazy. Anyways, so, but I do want you to cover some of the things that you're seeing, which is you're seeing stocks from November, what day? It was we kind of said this as I was attacked about AMC at $44. Okay.
Yeah.
And it was what today?
Oh, we gotta
hello.
look at that.
Hello.
Let's look at AMC.
Oh my God, was it getting killed?
Hold on, let's look at the. Oh, here we go. Look at the 3-month. $45. What is it now? 16. Okay.
No, that's up today because oh wow, it's up on the day.
It's up
because earlier it was. I saw a low today of around. I saw at the same time. It hit a low of around, I see 14 here. Is that 14?
Yeah, it still was down 7.5% on the day.
Okay, cool. All right, so AMC up a little bit from those high levels after AMC dips after Adam sells his final 7 million.
Yeah, he just dumped it all.
Well, he didn't dump it all. He has the rights to more stock.
Yeah.
He's all in, but of course, not really.
Yeah. I mean, so many fan
Can
favorites
I
got
sell
destroyed.
and say I'm all in still too?
I don't think
No,
you've
no.
sold.
Can I sell and say I'm all in? Because he sold and says he's still all in.
Yeah, I don't understand
He's
that.
all in because they haven't vested yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sold like millions and millions and millions and millions
His actions
of dollars
are
of stock.
when it's available to sell, he sells.
Right.
Pretty
I
much.
mean, I think he's kind of being clear like that.
Yeah.
Although you could be Peloton, was that bike worth $45 billion?
Wow.
You know, I think you can get value out of the show. We were short Peloton, right?
Yep.
In the hundreds, 120 range.
Correct.
But what was Peloton today? It was up to 29. Yeah.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah. But I mean, why wouldn't a bicycle with a subscription service be worth $45 billion?
I mean, I guess it could
But
be.
what you do is you kill a stock that has real estate, defense, lending, and Bitcoin mining. Well, really, triple Q mining, right? It's a triple Q miner now.
Don't feel too bad. I mean, fan favorite Any on my screen, the 3-month here in November, it was $8. Now it's $1.95.
Rob Chang?
Yeah.
Has that merger been closed yet?
No.
No.
Still great people over there. It just hasn't closed.
Oh, no, never. I wasn't suggesting they weren't.
Yep.
But I want to go back to the November timeframe. We talked about this in some stocks. You want to cover them real quick?
Yeah, let's look at
This is from November?
yeah, let's look at this one. I like this one.
Let's pull it up.
This is a very solid Canadian crypto mining outfit. 3 months ago.
Hive?
Yeah, Hive, really solid. They
Okay.
have GPUs and ASICs. 3 months ago it was $4.86. Now it's $1.86.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
All right.
Now let's look at a couple fangs. This is quite interesting. Let's look at
Look at
Tesla.
some fangs.
Let's look at Tesla real quick. All right, let's look at the 3 month
know
on
if it's
Tesla.
fang, but-
This is quite. Yeah, it's not. Well, tech stock.
It's
large
not
cap.
technically
It's
a
not a
fang,
fang,
but it's okay.
But that's okay. When you look at Tesla, it was 12.29 back in the November timeframe. Now it's down to 9.26.
Right. And Elon's raised like $20 billion.
Yeah, his brother sold a ton of shares.
No, but
too.
Elon sold a
as
ton.
far, yeah,
Like an
for
absolute
sure.
ton, right.
Well, he's got to pay his taxes.
Right. And it got some extra money, too.
Yeah.
He was tired of borrowing from Morgan Stanley.
Let's look at Riot. Riot is supposed to be the marquee brand for crypto mining. 3 month chart, $45, $44.19 on November 12th. Today it closed at $15.13.
What kind of decline is that for Riot?
200%, right? It was
No, but I mean, a
45.
decline. It was 45 and it's declined to 15.
Yeah.
What is that? Is that well, 50% would be
It's
2250.
200% decline.
No, you can't have a 200% decline.
Or
Come on.
I'm sorry, it's 50 plus. Well, it went from 45 to 15.
Right.
So yeah,
Was that like 65, 70?
62 and 66 and a third or
Yeah,
whatever.
so
Yeah,
66.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's getting hit, huh?
Everybody's hit. Let's look at Sava. One more.
My concern is that today is just we were kind of oversold.
Yeah, the cocaine could come back into the market. We'll talk about that.
Where's Sava?
Cassava. November 5th, it was $91. Today, it's what? 39. Okay. Now it's a biotech. Obviously, it's very dependent on news.
Sure.
But another one that's dependent on news. I have to do this, of course,
one
to
is
be
this one?
to be fair to the show. Alzheimer's Neuro,
Oh my God.
ALZN, on November, we're using the same time frame. 11/5, it was $2.88. Today, about a 50% haircut, right? $1.50.
$1.50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it clipped.
Okay.
But to some people, it's me.
We might as well go. We might
even
as
though I bought
the
it, I'm a
chat's looking
buyer.
for this too. Let's go ahead and give it to them. BitNile, 3 month chart. Go ahead. All right, what we got here? November, call it the same date. November 9th, a little bit later, 219. Today, you could buy Nile for 84 cents. Actually, you could buy it for 75 cents.
I know someone that bought it today for cheaper. For
Yeah.
pretty cheap. Yeah.
So there you go. Increased mining output. Yeah, don't get rewarded. Yeah, it is what it is.
You know, I bought some Nile today. You've been seeing Form Force with me. Oh, excuse me, sorry, not Nile. I mean, whoops. That I'm not allowed to buy right now, but I do have a 10b5 plan in place. So
Yeah.
it's an automatic thing. All that reports out automatically till the quarter ends.
Sure.
I bought some Alzheimer's today, and I believe I paid in the $1.20 something range.
It was in the $1.20s.
And I was like, really? Is it that cheap? Wow.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, if you want to give me a lithium drug, I like it. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm for full. To be clear, I'm a consultant to the company. I'm not on the board of directors. I'm not I'm not I don't work for the company. I'm not employed by the company. I have a consulting arrangement with
Sure.
them. Because I resigned as the chairman as it went public. So let the professionals focus on the biotech side of it, and I'd focus on the fact that I got it there the first 5 years before it went public.
I mean, you have a nuclear scientist on the CEO.
Exactly.
Crazy.
No, but I being serious for a second, and let's get serious about the market. My concern is the Ukraine, right? So the Ukraine has Russian troops surrounding it a little bit. That's what I heard this morning.
Yeah.
Joe Biden, I think he's in a terrible position. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
His own party's beating him up pretty hard. I mean, he's getting beat up even by Don Lemon. And his own party's beating him up, Jason. And so what my concern is that he's now in a pickle with the idea that what does he do about Ukraine? Because he'll be seen as weak. The Chinese, they were being provocative in Taiwan this weekend, right? So he's kind of in a pickle, and he's told 8,500 troops to be ready, and he's obviously firing up the jets over in NATO. But what's he going to do? I mean, Russia knows that he's not going to do anything.
Well, what did he do in Afghanistan?
I know, but what's he going to do in the Ukraine?
He's not going to do anything.
Right. He's giving them more bullets and stuff. I heard.
Yeah.
But what's he going to do?
Lethal aid.
If Russia fully invades Ukraine.
No.
By the way, they're worried over in Ukraine.
We still have
I
citizens.
saw that this morning. They're worried, right?
We have citizens there at the embassy.
But they evacuated those guys.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Like Afghanistan, probably.
Right.
Right.
Well,
You're
we
fend
had,
for yourself
yeah.
or hang on to the plane as our way out, right?
Well, let's exit the military, and then we'll worry about the citizenry afterwards.
Right.
And then,
But the point here is that he's in a pickle. He has to show a little bit of strength. The question is this like the Cuban Missile Crisis? Who will blink? Do you have any idea? Are you knowledgeable on why Russia wants Ukraine?
No, I'm really not.
Do they want to reunify the USSR?
I mean, I guess they could go back to that, but I mean, there's so many other nations that have spun off.
That aren't going back.
Yeah,
that's
Georgia.
That's a problem. For them. They're not going back.
Uzbeks,
I think eventually you get tired of potatoes.
Yeah.
And vodka.
I mean, Ukraine has a lot of natural resources. I know that.
You think that's what they want?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing for sure.
Hey, I'd love to hear from the audience. Do you think they're going to invade Ukraine? And does it matter?
It does matter.
And then I heard this rumor that they were going to ban crypto. Now I'm hearing they're going to regulate crypto.
That's what you're hearing?
Yeah. So are they going to ban it or regulate it? Do you know?
I'm not
I don't
sure.
know either.
I mean, do they have plans for a digital currency also? Probably.
The U.S. looks like they're having possible plans for a digital currency.
Yeah, there's some kind of executive action that's supposedly going to Biden's desk soon, in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. So I want to get specific on my thoughts here about, let's stay focused on exactly what I'm talking about with the market, and that is, we've been selling off since November. We've been talking about on this program, okay? As for Nile, which I'm not going to really give comments during, the blackout period, I've told everyone we have a buyback program in place. That's an automatic thing. When that gets reported, it's out of my hands, okay? So stop asking me if I bought Nile, because it's out of my hands. It gets reported when they report it, when they legally have to report it. But as a guy who's done this for 32 years, this morning I bought and, of course, sold the NASDAQ 100 when it rallied because I could feel the capitulation. And I saw Dan Niles talk about, well, we're probably going to get a bounce from here. We were really, really oversold. But there's a bunch of problems here with the market. And there's a bunch of what I consider to be pickles, real pickles. And let me explain to you, not the kind I eat, because you guys know I love pickles. But I mean, like, you're in a pickle in the sense that if you're the Fed, did the market do any work for you? Now, I actually think it probably would have been better for us to close on the lows of the day. That would have been really horrific tomorrow for a close sell-off.
Yeah.
But we rallied back because the Fed, there's still a ton of liquidity, right? And the Fed has to deal with inflation at the same time they have to let the market kind of correct, right? I mean, this is all natural here, right? Now they have to deal with outside, what they call it, existential threats, right? Is that how you say it? Existential threats. You have to deal with Ukraine, and you have to deal with one thing that no one's paying attention to. that I think is a very serious problem. The one that I think is the most serious problem, not the Ukraine. It's not really even the Chinese. They're serious, but not most serious. The most serious problem I think we have in the U.S. is that 70% of the Democrats don't want Joe Biden to run again.
Yeah.
Okay? What does that mean?
That
means you, hold on, this is really important. I think people are not paying attention to this, and that is you have sort of this unknown right now in the sense that you have a president that his own party doesn't want him to run for election again. Now, these are what I'm hearing, and these are the numbers I'm seeing reported. That could all be different. If someone does something different, let me know. But you effectively, after the first term, have a lame duck president. I mean,
no,
lame duck
you
presidents
meant the first year.
Oh, sorry, the first year.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
It's dramatic.
He's
right?
the biggest threat, in my opinion.
I think he poses a policy threat, and I think that psychologically he may want to run again. I don't think is it Kamala Harris? How do you say her name?
I don't know.
I don't think she's electable.
No.
I do think there are female Democrats that are for sure fully electable. We disagree on this, but I actually think that there are female Democrats that are very smart. I'm not saying Camilla. Is there Camilla?
Not sure.
How do you say her name?
No interest in that person.
I know, but you still have to know her name. You're reporting here.
Kamala? I don't know.
Kamala. I do think Kamala is very smart, but I'm saying that I don't think she's electable. So you have this problem, which is the party itself has to find leadership, and they got to figure out where they're going to come down. And
Why? They're not going to win, dude.
I know, Jason, but all you're doing is proving my point.
Yeah, they're drawing dead.
I know, but if they're drawing dead,
they are.
Then you're in a guy like Joe Manchin, who's I told you before, we agreed on this already, that he's the most powerful guy in politics, right? This is what I'm trying to say is I think the market's dealing with this threat too, right? I think, and then so the Ukraine thing will pass, the Taiwanese thing will pass, in my opinion. I absolutely 1 billion% am a believer that Bitcoin is not going away. We at Nile make money in Bitcoin. We publish this. This isn't new information. We make money all the way down. So we just keep mining, putting more miners in, et cetera. We don't want it to go down, but if we have to make mine it was lower, we still make money, right?
We're missing the biggest problems, though.
Okay, what's the biggest problems?
The massive housing bubble crash that was probably going to occur very soon, in my opinion. Massive supply chain and massive inflation issues. Inflation's not 7%. It's more like 20%. The formula that they use is totally skewed. It's not accurate. Just like the unemployment U6 formula is not accurate.
Right.
Those are the major problems. In fact, in Canada right now, it looks like the Leafs, they're up there. The truckers are protesting. They're all going to Ottawa.
Okay, but you're about to prove my own point.
What?
Okay, so why are the truckers not crossing the border of the United States? Why are they not? Because of whose policy?
Joe Biden.
Okay, so let's run the tape.
Joe Biden
You'll
said...
see my point here, and that is this is a very lame duck situation here where you now have a supply chain issue that's going to get out of control because we do business with Canada.
Joe Biden is, well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to run this tape, but during the midterms, if they're free and fair, and Biden recently hinted that they might not be free and fair. You saw that,
yeah,
right?
I see
they
that,
had to back him down on that.
Yeah, they backed him down.
If they're free and fair, then the Republicans scoop, and then they probably initiate impeachment on many different grounds, and that starts in the House. We'll see what happens. But here's what's going on in Canada right now.
Okay, just for the record, this program does not endorse that he's going to be impeached. This is Jason's political views.
I didn't want him to be impeached. I said it's probably going to happen.
Come on, we can disagree.
Yeah.
I just don't think impeachment's a real tool. I think it's all party lines and it doesn't work, but that's a different story.
All right, here we go.
I'll go the threat of it did lead Nixon, a Republican, to resign.
Yeah. Nick, go to my screen real quick. Let me show you what's happening in Canada. If my boy Frank is watching right now.
Let's go.
Frank, you should be proud. This is in Canada. Biden won't let them cross the border because they don't have the jab. They're going to shut it down.
So what's happening here?
They're going to Ottawa. They're going to shut the whole province down of Ontario. This is in BC, by the way, out where Willie lives.
This is where Willie lives?
This is out in British Columbia.
And so if they're not vaccinated, they can't cross the border?
Correct.
Got it.
Same with Mexico. And guess where all our food comes from? To America, Mexico.
So the Mexican truckers, is that the proper way, Christy? Mexican truckers, they are Mexican truckers, right?
Yeah.
Mexican truckers that cross the border have to be vaccinated.
Yeah. They're all protesting it.
So the supply chain issue, let's focus on this, and that is the supply chain issue is exacerbated. Prices are more expensive. We just shipped 300 miners from Indonesia.
Not yet.
Well, they're coming, right?
They're coming.
Is that today?
Yes, picked up today.
Okay, so we shipping miners from Indonesia.
Let me show
but
you this
that
real
price is dramatically higher,
You
correct?
can F5 this and refresh it. Freedom Convoy 22, it's just growing. Nick, look at this. Canadian dollars raised for the truckers. It just went up another 20,000. 3,545,000. What they're doing is they're paying the truckers to go and protest. They're taking care of their families. This is
so
all
they're
money
they're
raised
like a GoFundMe page to pay the
for
truckers.
the truckers.
Right.
26,000 Canadians have donated. They're trying to raise $4 million in like 3 days.
Anyways, guys, it's a very serious issue. What I think is, by my personal feelings, by the way, let's put aside the last year. I think Joe Biden has been. I like him. I think he's been around a long time. I think he's a gentleman. I think he was respected in the Senate. And I have no personal issue with Joe Biden. I think the later issue here now is he's been elected and he has a lot of handlers and it's getting a little out of control. And I think that the AOC mix and all that stuff has tried to just make things very confusing. I think he's confused on what to do here and he's got himself in a conundrum. And he inherited a COVID thing that got worse under his leadership.
More died under President Biden than President Trump.
Yeah, I know the talking points.
It's not a talking point. It's a
I
fact.
actually like this statement interpretation.
When you said AOC, though, I think it's funny that all these people are going to Florida for freedom without masks, leaving communist New York.
I have seen that. Yeah,
dude,
it's
that's
pretty crazy.
hilarious.
It's pretty crazy.
And then DeSantis pounded her. I loved it.
But speaking of freedom, we're going to have a conference, Risk On conference, and this is a great time, by the way, because I'm all about Risk On. I'm in a great mood. Am I happy that Niall's down? Absolutely not. I am not happy. But that's here nor there. I told you I have 7 years left on a 10-year plan, and I want to stay on point here and stay focused on the fact that this show's about risk on, even though the market's been risk off. Why did I buy more triple Qs today? Why did I trade them?
Yeah.
Why? You can learn about this stuff, the kind of stuff I think about, the people I talk to at the Risk On conference. I want you to join me if you believe in a risk on attitude. I have started multiple companies. I have some of my companies, a couple of my companies have sold for more than $100 million. I want you to join us. It's the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Paris Hotel. It's May 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Hey, Brett, roll the clip. I like saying that, too. I feel like a director. I see someone smart, check out my podcast, Charlie Lee. He is the founder of Litecoin. Now, he kind of left at a time. Do you remember that whole thing when he left?
When he left, I left.
Yeah. Litecoin, we actually mined it up until like a year ago. And actually, maybe not until that long ago. He's a computer scientist, best known for the creator of Litecoin. He's a smart guy, and he's going to be on the podcast. We'll tell you what those dates are, but I'm pretty proud that Charlie's going to join us. Obviously, there'll be some insight from a guy who went to MIT. I mean, let's roll the clip on Charlie Lee. The guy went to MIT, man. He went to MIT. Charlie Lee's going to be on the program. I like it. I like the music, too. I like the background. I like this little blah, 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 blah. In studio today, and I'll do like a little Instagram live, and maybe we'll put her on live for a second, but she's actually doing a tape podcast, Kanapala. How do I say her name? Kalpana. She's going to have to give me a nickname because I don't know how to pronounce that, Kalpana. But I can tell you, you should see her on TikTok. First of all, she's an actress. She's on all those shows. You've seen her on like Hot in Grey's Anatomy and Hot in Cleveland and Call Me Kat. And she's an actress, man. She's an actress. And she also does, wow, I probably shouldn't have seen this, but she actually is a model too. And I was watching her model the other day. I'm like, geez, she's going to be on she's like a runway model or something. Very pretty. But that's not why she's on the show. She's on the show because I love astronomy, and she's an astronomy geek, a space geek, and I was really attracted to her program about like debunking stuff that happens in space, debunking astronomy, like flat earther stuff, and I consider her to be a pretty smart person. It was really, really, really great. So really, really enjoyed it. And so therefore, I'm looking forward to her being on the show soon. Actually, she's on the show today. I think about 3 o'clock or so. So we'll tape that, and that'll be nice. She's a sci-fi geek, and I'm looking forward to that.
Two
for sure.
great guests, Charlie Lee.
Oh, do we have one on Kalpana? Let's run that.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, God. We got to do that. Okay. You can see me on social media, toddault.com. Oh, wait. By the way, if you go to toddault.com and you sign up for the conference, you're just pre-signing up. You don't have to pay anything today. You got to get on the list because there's, I swear to you, I'm not like that guy, what's his name? We won't say it. The guy from Florida who says, we're almost sold out and you can't get a show. You better sign up now. We're not sold out. Get on the list. But I will tell you very clearly, because I've been doing this for 32 years, the first 100 spots were already taken by people I know who wanted to be there, etc. So the actual in-person event is very limited. It's going to be an intimate event. We're going to have dinner parties. We have all kinds of food and entertainment. We have people that will be announced later. Like, well, we already know Charles Payne's going to be on the show, right?
Yeah, he's great.
But we're going to start announcing every week all the new people that are going to be there directly. Like, you're going to meet them, shake their hands, etc. And that's going to be limited to a small group. I don't know the number. I'll find out from Willie, but I think it's under 500.
Yeah, so you go to toddault.com. Nick, can you go to my screen real quick? You go to toddault.com.
I was going to show you.
You go to events, and then Risk on Convention, and then upcoming events is the convention here, May 12th through the 15th. Just simply put in your information here,
right,
and you're good to go.
Right. That's so great. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so sign up for that. You don't have to pay anything today, although some people will pay. You'll pay. Just kidding. We already did a market update. We can get back to that. You want to cover anything more about the market?
I just think the upcoming guests are awesome. Kalpana today. Charlie Lee, you know, he was actually Charlie Lee was ex-director of engineering at Coinbase. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. He's a beast.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
We're going to go to some questions. Do we have time still? Yeah, we do. Where am I in sequence? Am I okay? I can go through the questions? Okay. So let's do this here. Astronomy, sundial, yeah. Dumpy MTV, probably. Todd, what's your take on... it's good to be the king. What's your take on what would be the old naked? Huh?
CENN.
Let me see. Oh, wow. You got Bitcoin back above
37.
37 again. What's my take on this?
Well, let's see what happens with Bitcoin when it comes to geopolitical unrest. If they keep ramping,
okay, so
be interesting.
I'm going to try to address this from like a completely new point of view, okay? And that is, I think everything that's already happened with what naked is, did I just call it Centro?
Yeah.
Okay. I think everything that happened with Centro is already happened.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything about that. So you have to look at it from today. Rivian crushed, right, from its high.
Yep.
Tesla down like, I don't know, 25, 30% from its high.
Yeah.
The Centro, even though it's followed retail in a big way, it's really not still that well known, right? And as they get more well known, this thing will come down here and bottom out. And if you look at the deal, and I would look at it, I read it, a lot of people got a lot of stock at $5. A lot of warrants and stuff like this, and I think that's all got to wash itself out. But the question is, the bigger question is, will they be a player in electric vehicles? And if you believe that, you kind of got to be long here, right? So,
and they have a niche too. It's not like they're everyday commuter cars.
So we run a couple $100 million portfolio in terms of its total. I think our assets now are they're pretty much up there. They're pretty high, right? And I'm talking about all the businesses, right?
All.
And so when I look at that, we're in UEC, right? Unique Electric.
Yep. UES.
UES. Sorry. We own some Mullen.
Yep.
Right. I think we own a 10% position if you count all of our warrants in Mullen. We obviously make EV chargers, which I'm super proud of the group there. They're finally making progress, I think, in a big way. I think Marcus and Douglas are making a big impact, really helping Amos, who's a multi-year veteran, like a 2-decade veteran of engineering here.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you've made great progress in helping us, Jason.
Yeah,
you
we're
really,
trying.
You really have. No, come on. Let's call it what it is. You've been a catalyst for some of these contracts.
We're trying.
I think Marcus is excited about it. I know they're excited about being at St. Petersburg for EV there, but really in California at the Long Beach Grand Prix, they're going to be displaying product.
Yep.
Up at I always get through Laguna
Seca,
Seca.
yeah.
They're going to be at the Indy 500 displaying product. Some people there own dealerships, car dealerships, lots of things going on there.
Yeah,
a lot of people who own shopping malls, shopping markets,
hospitality,
etc.
all that.
One of the things that Marcus led me on about was he said, there's only 46,000 public chargers, but there's 50,000 new cars a month being on the EVs on the street.
Yeah.
So that alarmed me. Like, wow, that's 600,000 cars.
And it's very focused.
For 46,000 chargers.
Yep.
And it's a very focused area.
Yeah,
so this
for
is
sure.
going to change over time.
It will.
So I'm pretty pumped about, okay, forget the stock, but the businesses. Remember, the stocks can decouple from being a business. Like you can go, I think Jeff Bezos talked about when the stock was $6, all of his numbers were going up, and everyone says it was Amazon.bomb was going to zero. I'm experiencing that with Nile. Everyone says, Todd, you're a piece of shit. Now, when it goes up, it'll be their idea. When it goes down, I'm a piece of shit. I just read someone, I read someone telling me that Alzheimer's was a scam or sketchy. First of all, it doesn't go to the FDA to go into patients and go to major university if it's a scam or sketchy. That guy, he's quoting something from like a report where the guy accidentally put in the wrong pictures and it was had to be redacted. We knew about that a year. God, what are you talking about? Read the prospectus. He's like, I'm so smart. I'm in my trolling corner typing how bad Todd is. You guys, whatever, man. If you keep saying this, we just keep getting bigger, right? In 2016, we were $7 million.
Yeah.
We're not even anywhere close to that now. I mean, the last quarter was a quarter of $1 billion, I think, or something like that in terms of assets. So you guys can say what you want. We keep executing our plan. Is it perfect?
Dude, $7 million was the first order of our Bitcoin miners.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, Bitcoin, I would love it to hold 37. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm focused on what I'm saying. The stock is different than the business. I think someone's trying to come in. I like the business. I like the business of Centro, and therefore I want to now look and see, do I think longer term the stock is undervalued? Can it go to $1? Absolutely. Would it be terrible? Absolutely, it'd be terrible. But I'm at a point with Centro now, for me, everyone knows I got terrible grief when I sold that big position at like around 90 cents to $1.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It's 14 cents now, right?
Yeah,
So
14.144.
I'm looking at it pretty seriously and saying, I think I'll probably accumulate a position here. But I happen to like what Centro's doing. I like the business. And I don't always pay attention to what the stock is doing. In fact, Warren Buffett talks about, I don't even want to see the stock. I want to review the business first before I figure out what price I want to pay for it. We get away from that. Warren Buffett talks about this all the time. It's so easy to focus on what's happening today, like what's happening right now. And I equate this to a relationship. I've been with my wife for nearly 20 years. When I was first with her, there was all the excitement of being with someone, right? All the new and fresh things that are in a relationship. But over time, how you stay together is you develop an understanding of your own personal business. And why is my stock with my wife doing well? Because I get her, she gets me. She's my favorite person in the whole world. I trust her, she trusts me. And we just push all the noise out of the way. Well, you can do the same thing with a business you're analyzing. You're probably going, Todd, that's too hard of a connection. But not really. If you talk about what Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett talk about, they say, if you only had 20 investments you could make ever in your lifetime, you'd make it more seriously. Now, if I were to make a serious investment and I only had one bet, one thing I could do, like out of my 20, and Jason was involved, I'd say, Jason, you're going to be my bet, and we're going to bet baseball together because I think you are one of the most stellar players there. I know that you don't want to make it a business. We tried a little bit. We didn't really try. But that's something you know how to do no matter what. Like you're really good at, right?
Yep.
So what's the 20 of the things out there? What are one of the 20 things you do or buy right now? Would you buy Central? Would that be one of your 20? If it's not, it's not.
Right now, no, it's not.
Okay. What right now for the audience right now.
Right now?
Is your top 20 you'd buy right now. Give me 5.
I'll
give
give
me
you
one of them.
I'll give you 3.
Give me 3.
URG.
That's
uranium.
Uranium.
On the
so
reverse.
that's one of your 20 purchases.
Yeah, URG.
Right? That's not a recommendation.
Not a
These are just Jason's ideas. Talk to your financial advisor. Don't blame us later if you buy and sell it in the wrong time.
There's 2 other ones, but I can't say them.
Okay,
It's
don't
conflict
do it.
of interest.
That's a conflict of interest.
Can't say
I
them.
didn't ask for that. Okay.
And then 2 other ones. I'll give you 2 other ones. I love undervalued gold and silver miners. I love AUMN still.
What about
they
AG?
beat guidance. I love AG.
Wow, AG's cheap.
Oh yeah, it's really cheap.
It's really cheap, right?
And they have gold now.
But
so
you
they
like
diversified.
that. You like that.
I like
CEO.
commodities.
You like that CEO.
I love FCX long until the cows come home.
What?
FCX, Freeport McMoran.
You've been a fan of that for a while.
Yeah,
too.
those are like 4 of my commodity picks. I know there's a couple people in the chat that agree with me on a couple of those, but yeah, that's URG I really like.
Oh, Patrick Gaines is in the. Hey, Patrick, what's up, my friend?
Again, not a recommendation.
Yeah. Hey, Skyla. Thanks you for joining us. I guess you have to leave pretty quickly here.
Yeah, in
Let's
5
get
minutes.
right
I was
to it
just-
before you pick up our guest today.
Yeah.
I want to hear something. Is it a market-related joke? What kind of joke is it?
It's a joke about a well.
A well?
A well.
A well? A well.
A well. A well.
A well, like W-E-L-L? Mm-hmm. Okay.
So why did the man fall down the well?
Why did the man fall down the well?
Because he couldn't see that well.
Because he couldn't see that well. I don't.
Perfect.
I misclicked on that one.
She is okay. So let's get to the real juice, and then we're gonna call it a day. Okay. Here's the real juice. I like Centro, by the way.
I want to cover one more thing when
Okay,
you're done.
cover.
Do it now?
Go do it now.
All right, for all you traders, swing traders, investors, pay attention to all the information that's coming out this week. Starting tomorrow, consumer confidence, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Nick, can you show this real quick, if you don't mind, just real fast? Consumer confidence tomorrow, Richmond Fed, and then Wednesday, nutrients start coming in, new home sales, the EIA petroleum status report. That'll show you if we have a week-to-week surplus or deficit in light sweet crude oil and gasoline. Keep an eye on that. And then Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, you're going to see the FOMC announcement. They don't expect to do anything as far as any more taper tantrum, as far as cutting back any more. They're not going to express any interest rate hikes or anything for March. But let's see what he has to say there on the Wednesday afternoon. And then Thursday is a big one. Thursday we got GDP, gross domestic product, and then jobless claims and pending home sales. Always keep an eye on the data that's about to be in front of you to make sure that you have all the different variables in front of you when you make decisions to buy and sell equities. That's all.
My commentary is the market is not even close to being done with volatility. Not even close. Not even close. I think we could go lower. We could go higher. The volatility is here to stay for a little bit. Because the Fed right now, I want to be clear, Powell is a very talented guy. The Fed, the market has to be confident the Fed has control of what's happening.
Yes.
Right now, they're just a little concerned. Confidence is low. I think that really stems from what's happening with Biden. It feels a little lame duckish, but we'll see. Hopefully, he can draw a steady course with what's happening with Russia.
It's not supposed to be political, but it is.
Yeah.
It does tend to be that way.
Yeah, it
Remember,
does.
Trump even did it too. You know,
Yeah.
he's trying to goose Powell.
Goose a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Hey, I want to bring your attention to a risk-on moment, a risk-off moment. And I saw some people criticize me for using the F word on my Instagram when the Chiefs made the field goal. Okay.
Yes.
This is a risk-on show. We talk about betting here, and I moved to Vegas because I like to bet. Not that often, just a little bit. Very in control. But yesterday, I had spiked out a parlay, a 4-team parlay.
I can't believe this.
And I put a parlay on, and I bet the Rams in the over. They delivered. Boom.
Yep.
They won the game at the end, right? Okay. All I need is the over and the Bills to win. $11,000 with 13 seconds left. I would have won $11,000 on a 4-leg parlay.
Yep. Patrick Mahomes.
Dude. First of all, I'm not
Tyreek Hill.
I'm not Monday man and quarterback, but well, I guess I am. You could have squib kicked it and blew off like 4 seconds.
They would no. They could still. I mean, you got Kelsey. Dude, they
I
have
know, but
studs.
they just could have kicked it,
They could have.
right? Instead, they kick it in the end zone.
But if they squib it, it's like at midfield.
But he has 3. Well, true. They have three timeouts, 13 seconds left. I mean,
Do you have the video? Brutal. What a game, though. From a high level.
I want to barf. Just barf, barf, barf. Go to my screen real quickly here.
You got lucky on the Rams.
I don't think I did.
They tried to blow it.
They tried to blow it too. Anyways, so my betting season could have been like a massive win. By the way, on a parlay, just so that to educate people who are betting, I put up like $500. Or I think it was all in total it was 1,000 to win 11,000.
Yeah.
Now I can afford to bet.
Yeah.
So those of you I don't recommend this. Obviously, never bet more than you can afford to lose because I give myself an annual budget of what I'm going to lose in betting. And Jason wins so much in baseball that I actually end up with a surplus every year. I think we ended up with a $7,600. I was like a $6,000 surplus, and you kind of quit halfway because we were like
just ran out of time.
We ran out of time because Jason's got to do the work. I remember one of the coolest things ever was when they were playing in a temporary ballpark, and you said that day. I'll never forget it. I was a witness to it. You said that's Home Run Alley. This is going to be way on the over, and it was like a park in Florida where they play.
Yeah, it was in Dunedin, Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
The Blue Jays spring training.
Oh my God, man, crushed it.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like, dude, and you remember that? What's crazy is you lost in one day 13 bets.
Yes,
and we were still up.
I know. Those were all parlays, like
Incredible.
all outside.
Incredible.
Just to put it in perspective, those parlays were like way outside the money penny stock options, like calls.
Right. The great thing about the way I play the market is I buy all or part of companies, and so I'm not betting on a parlay. I'm betting on that I'm going to hold it long enough that I'm going to make money, and that's kind of where we are. Hey, it's
One more thing.
sure. Wow, one more.
We
thing.
have Ollie Trade God. He asked you a question on Twitter. I like Ollie.
Ollie Trade God.
Ollie, let me get the question. Let's see if we can answer it. He's a very, very knowledgeable investor.
No, but I think he asked me something I couldn't
something
answer.
you couldn't. Okay, no worries. I just wanted to address it because.
By the way, it freaks me out when you say Julie A, because that Julie A, it's the initials of my ex-wife. He asked me a question on Twitter?
That's what he said. I asked it in the chat, Ollie. I can't find it.
No, I think I know what he's talking about, and I don't think I could answer.
Okay.
Hey, could you please just touch on Alzheimer and Mullen positions? It's cool that you hold them through the crash, essentially. Does it? Okay, I can't speak for Mullen. I want to be clear. I'm not involved with Mullen Management.
Yeah.
I made an outside investment as part of a bunch of people were making investment there. I wasn't, it's not a group, but like I made an individual investment. I have warrants and all kinds of things in it. I like their cars.
Sure.
I can't comment on Mullen's liquidity. As for the liquidity of Alzheimer has made the comments. I'm not making the comment. I don't manage Alzheimer. I'm not on the board of directors. I'm a consultant. But I think that they have said, and you should read the disclosure, that they said they have liquidity through phase 2.
Yeah.
So I do not believe, very clearly, I do not believe that Alzheimer needs any money. The last time they reported, I think they had $13 or $14 million. The CEO, Stefan Jackman, is very conservative in the way he handles these trials. And if there's one thing that I'm very confident in, it's Alzheimer. I have not lost. You know, a couple of people called me over the weekend. I'm like, I don't even lose any sleep on it. And I'll be honest with you, if I wouldn't have woke up and looked at it today, I wouldn't even have gotten a quote. And I bought more because I was like, oh, hey, it's down. I'll buy some more. I don't even pay. I want to be clear on Alzheimer, folks. They have a drug that already went to phase 1. Now it's going into phase 2. They have a vaccine that the FDA has given them guidance to go to phase 1, phase 2, and that's supposed to happen this year. I do not lose any sleep, not 1 minute of sleep, and have never sold a share other than the IPO where I accidentally sold and then had to buy
then you
back.
bought it right
if you
back,
look
yeah.
closely, I sold it on accident, fat fingered it, and bought it right back like a minute later. I'm a net buyer of Alzheimer. I've never sold a personal share. When I do, I obviously have to report it. So I don't have any commentary on that. I would focus on the filings, what the company says. I'm very comfortable with Stefan Jackman as the CEO. I'm very comfortable with Will Horn being the chairman. He was in venture. He was in biotech. I'm very comfortable with the board there. I'm very comfortable with the University of South Florida. The doctors involved, Dr. Chow, the other doctors involved with AL001. God, what's wrong with me? I'm having a brain fade. Maybe I need the Alzheimer. I can't remember. Anyways, let's
One of your
I hope that
favorite.
answers your question. Dave Dermigian, Dave, I saw your question. Please look at the filings. They may be out today, tomorrow. I can't answer that question, but you'll understand when I do. And Dave, I have not sold a share, so I appreciate that. Hey guys, one more time, sign up for the conference, ToddAult.com. We're going to run that clip one more time, and then we're headed home. Actually, Kanapalis, or God damn it, what's her name? How do I say her name? Kalpana is going to be in here. Dang, keep messing that up.
Oh, one of your favorite tickers. Friedman. Wow.
Or obviously, go to ToddAult.com and sign up for the conference. I'd love for you to be there. Speaking of things that I forgot to talk about, I got to wait till the 13D was filed. We have increased our position in Friedmann FRD. If the market take away something, they give it too.
Yeah.
And they've given us a steel stock. As you know, I don't spell steel correctly. STEL, steel stock,
Okay.
that has been around a long time. They're proud of their 200 and what is it, 1 year, 201 consecutive quarterly dividends.
Yep. 2 cents.
So this stock trading at 9.05, well, at the close. We are closing in on 9% of the company.
Yes.
It's owned by Ault Alliance through DPL, a subsidiary of Nile. Obviously, Ault Alliance is planning to spin off, if they can, if they legally can, they get the votes and all the things they need, all the approvals, whatever needs to be done. I'm not telling you the specifics because that's all the lawyers. But I've looked at this business, been around a long time in Texas, new operations in Alabama.
Yep.
We have been upgrading our data center, and you know what we've been buying?
We have to buy steel.
A lot of steel.
Yeah. Copper.
And when they make bridges, do they make bridges out of plastic?
Maybe in Legoland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually the bridges that have real cars on them require steel, right?
Yeah.
And buildings, do they require steel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So one of the things that has happened is steel prices have been pretty high, right? So this stock is unloved, we believe, and I believe as of today are the largest shareholder. So Nile is the largest shareholder of FRD.
Yes.
And you can see a 13D that was just filed on the stock. Love it. I miss Devon Wright. I miss sports betting too. We might bring that back. You never know. Anyways, so we own Friedmann. We saw the 13D filed. Look for other filings. Friedmann, I'm sure, is aware now that we own more.
Correct.
I think they're going to do like 190 million in sales.
You know, they seem to be a pretty nice group of guys.
I like the CEO and the CFO a lot.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Oh,
Anyways, I don't know if there's any other questions, but that's today. It's pretty rough. It was a pretty rough day. It ended in a weird way because it rallied back. Jason, your thoughts? Do you think that's it? That's the bottom?
no way, man.
Is that the bottom, Jason?
Tons of volatility coming this week.
Yeah, I think the volatility is here to stay until we figure this out. Those of you who keep cool heads, those of you who focus on the future and not the past, those of you who get through the noise, focus on fundamentals, and remind yourself, are you trading it? Now, I bought triple Qs today, and I traded them because I didn't want to be long the NASDAQ 100 because I already own Bitcoin, and it seems to be trading with it. So, Jason, I bought it for today. I bought it at 9 o'clock, and I sold it by 12.
Yeah.
You got to know why you're doing something. Don't do it because I told you to do it. Do it because you have conviction and you understand why you're doing it. We'll see you at the Risk On Conference May 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. For those of you who are joining me in Florida on the 27th for the race, the Indy race opening day, DM me. Let me know if you're going to be in Florida, St. Petersburg. We are going to be giving out some tickets. Willie and I and Christy will be talking about that. The opening day for the Indy 500 is Indy Racing League. Sorry, Indy Cars. Got to get all this straight. I'll learn all these these things. Opening day is February 27th in St. Petersburg. For Jason, myself, my friend Brett, Nick, Christy, Skyla, Randy, the whole team. Everyone be safe out there. It's going to be a volatile week. We'll see you Wednesday. Miss Pot, we're coming to get you.